Right, very good evening to everyone here, and I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So I have included a small paper for you in the chat box so that you can open it. I hope everyone can access that, even those who joined late. Is it there? Is it available for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Is it available for everyone?
Yes, sir. It's available.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay, okay. Then shall we start with that now? I have planned for few activity-based teaching today. First one, I have given you a passage, right? This is a created passage, and you have to answer. There are altogether, you can see 15 questions, 15 or 17 questions. If you can answer them, right? Can you give it a try? Can you all access the paper?
No, not yet.
You can't see the attachment. Wait, I will again upload.
Okay, sir.
Now I think everyone should be able to access the file. Okay. Is it available for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I know that you might be reading this, but first of all, when there is a comprehension question, what do you do first? Do you read the passage first?
Excuse me,
And
sir.
then- yes, Harshana?
First, we have to read the questions.
We can't see, sir.
I have attached it in the chat box. Is it not still
Chat.
available? Yes, now you know. You have to first of all read what are the questions, right? Now, is reading the question itself sufficient? Or do you want to mark out or underline certain words, certain phrases, so that will help you to find out the answer? Right now, if you look at the first question, it says, what criteria differentiate minor punishments from major punishments in the disciplinary framework? Yes,
The paper is not visible.
I have put it in the chat. Is it not visible?
Yeah.
No, it is available, sir.
No, we have to
It's visible.
download and see, separately.
Yes,
not
yes, yes, yes. You
not
have to
screen
download
sharing,
it.
right?
Yes,
Not like
yes,
screen
yes, yes.
sharing, right? Okay, sir.
Okay.
It's there. Now I went through some of the question papers that were available for me. Some were quite old. For example, one paper was from 1998. And the most recent paper that I had from was 2011, if I am not mistaken. So based on that, I have taken these. Right. So now you know, for comprehension questions, first of all, you need to go through the questions, right? And then identify words or phrases which may be helpful for you to gather the answer from the passage, right? Now, if you look at the first question, what criteria differentiate minor punishments from major punishments in the disciplinary framework? So the key term here is differentiate. What is the criteria that will differentiate between minor punishments and major punishments? Right? Now have that idea. And also remember that when these questions are placed, they usually are placed in an order. For an example, in order to find the answer for the first question, you don't need to go to the last paragraph most of the time, right? This is not an absolute rule, but usually the question, the order of the question will follow the paragraphs. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Suresh is asking how to make the screen visible. I have attached the question paper so that everyone can see for yourself. Do you want me to share the paper?
No, sir, we can see.
Right. So if you think about the first one, right?
Excuse
Anyone?
me. Could
Yes?
you please show the paper?
I have attached it in the message box.
Okay.
Can you access the paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, I'll put it into the chat. Right. Now, anyone answered the first question? Yes. Anyone who has answered the first question? The first question is about what criteria differentiate minor punishments from major punishments in the disciplinary framework. Anyone who answered? Now, how do you answer? That also is very important. How do you answer? Do you rely entirely on the text, or do you have to write it in your own word? Yes, anyone?
We have to write it in by our own words.
Yes, you have to write it in your own words. That is the better way of doing it. Right? Because if you are now, for example, the very first question that is being given, the text itself doesn't give you a single sentence, or maybe even a para, not a para actually, a phrase where you will straight away see the answer. Right? In fact, in order to write the answer for the first question, you have to get an idea about the difference which is included in the text and explain it in your own words. Right? Because here the text from if I go by lines, line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? All of these are important, but we can't write everything. So we need to write the basic idea what differentiate minor punishments from major punishments. Right? Anyone who has answered here? Yes? Now remember, when we are going to have a marking criteria for this, again there won't be a fixed answer. What we will have is the idea. if the candidate has given that idea, that is sufficient to allocate the marks. Anyone who has answered the first question? Ismat, is this your answer? Misconduct and corresponding responses. Is it the answer? Okay, we will see. I would really like if you speak up. Not to worry, because then we can know.
It is a short period punishment with short period punishment.
Okay, very good. Then what about major punishments? That
A
is
fixed
correct.
period punishment.
Yes. So then in answering the question, what differentiate the two then?
Seriousness of misconduct and
Huh?
corresponding response.
Can't hear.
Seriousness of the misconduct and the corresponding response.
Excellent. Yes. What is the seriousness of the misconduct and what is the corresponding punishment? You can start there, right? Yes, Shalika? Okay. Yes, as you very correctly pointed out, it is the consequence, the result, what kind of punishment you are going to get. What is the seriousness of the punishment? That is what differentiate major punishments from minor punishments. Then you can provide an example. You can, in your answer, if you are writing, you can simply say major and minor punishments are different with regard to the seriousness of the consequences. For example, a minor punishment may carry reprimands or fines, while major punishments may carry demotions or even dismissals. So this one you have to write in your own word. Now Ismat, your answer is there, misconduct and corresponding responses. That is true. But how does it differentiate? Differentiation comes from the seriousness of the consequences. How serious the punishment is going to be. If it is quite serious, then it is a major punishment. If it is not so serious, then it is a minor punishment. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, this word is very important. When you are answering, now you are required to differentiate. Then you have to write it so that you show what is the difference. Then you may even want to use a term like, compared to major punishments, minor punishments have less severe consequences. For example, likewise. Or you can start the other way around. But what is important, what is the idea you have to give? Difference lies in the mode of punishment, severity of punishment that is given. And then you can provide an example. Right, okay. Then the second question, I don't think it is a difficult one. It is only asking you to list 3 examples of punishment considered to be minor. Right? Yes? So the answer is very clearly there. If you read the second sentence, it says what are included under minor punishments.
Yes,
So
sir.
again, how do we answer this question? Do we need to write elaboratively using sentences, or we can just put it one after the other, list out?
One after the other is
One
better.
after the other is.
One after the other is enough. That's how you save time, huh? Because this is comparatively easy. No. This is this question I made myself, huh? To start up, I made it myself. This question. This is not from the past paper itself, but we will discuss from the past papers as well. Is it okay? Because today I prepared a question paper looking at your past papers just to get things started. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
I don't know. This EQ8 EEQ. Huh? This is, yes, I hope it is okay. Huh? Then the next question, who is vested with the authority to order compulsory retirement as a substitute for dismissal? So this is a direct question, right? This is a direct question. You are only required to find out the authority, the person with authority or the authority which can order compulsory retirement as a substitute for dismissal. Yes?
The commission.
The commission. Do you need to write anything more?
No, sir.
No need. That is enough. Then the fourth question. How does the framework treat the deferment of salary increments with regard to time limits?
ඔය ඉන්නවද? මම යන්නද මට මේ මේකව කන්ටැක්ට් මීටින්
Okay.
එක.
Fourth question, you may want to give a little elaborative answer. It is asking you to say, how does the framework treat deferment of salary increments with regard to time limits? Anyone? Did you find the answer?
ගෙදර මහචෝනෙක්.
Yes?
Not exceeding 1 year.
Yes, now the question is asking, how does the framework treat the deferment of salary increments with regard to time limits? If it is less than 1 year, what is it? Excellent, yes. E2, E6, A6. Yes, you have found it correctly. Now this one requires you to think and get the answer from two places. Because one, you have to read from minor punishments, other major punishments. Then get the answer. As you have very correctly identified, if the time duration is less than 1 year, it is considered a minor punishment. If it is more than 1 year, it is considered as a major punishment. Right. The fifth question. What is the significance of the term substantive post in determining applicable increments for punishment? Yes. Anyone? Is it a difficult question? What do you mean by substantive post?
Promotional assessment.
Huh? Yes. Now you are free to say anything you want because this is not the real exam. So we can get things corrected. We can get things clarified. What do you mean by the term substantive post?
The employee doesn't defined by the salary scale. Don't have.
Okay. The specific post held by the respective employee. Yes, the existing post. What is the most appropriate term we can use? Is it existing post? Can you give me an example? This is, yes. What is the answer? Okay, then give me the answer. Yes, substantive post. Where do we find this? Here it says, in the case of employees occupying post without a distinct salary scale, but entitled to an allowance in addition to the salary of their substantive post, the term increment used in relation to disciplinary action is understood to mean the increment of their primary remuneration. Okay, you have found the praise. But do you think the praise itself is sufficient to give the answer? Think about it, Ash, again. Does the substantive post mean a higher post? Now, I don't know. Please help me with this. Now, have you been asked to do cover-up work? Maybe some additional work? Any experience such as that? Now, for an example, think like this. Now, there are certain posts, like for an example, a director of an institute, where if you are elected as a director of an institute, you will be paid the appropriate salary, right? What is there in the post. Now, for an example, if you are a director, yes, director in, let's say, institute, usually it would be an equivalent salary which is earned by a professor. But he himself might not have been a professor where he was originally working, right? So he is getting something higher, right? Got the point? But when it comes to these punishments and his increments, what it says is then we have to look at his substantive post. Think about it like, this example is not the perfect example, but I want you to get the idea. So he is being temporarily put on a position which is something above his original position. But that position or that post carries a different salary increment, let's say a higher one. Now where you are situated at the moment, the salary increment is 300 rupees, but if you are put in a temporary place, let's say the salary increment is 500 rupees. Then for the purpose of punishment, your official position is the one which should be considered. Okay, now you have identified here the main post, the primary post, not an equivalent post. Okay, I hope, did you get the point there? Is it not clear? Now you have to tell me. If it is not clear, you have to tell me. Now, what I wanted to say is that this is a question where, copy pasting the relevant sentence will not be helpful. Is it clear, everyone? Yes, now everyone has gone quiet. Is it clear?
Yes, clear.
Right. Then you have to come up with an answer. Now, that is where you need to have regard to substantive post, because in the question itself, it is coming under inverted commas, substantive post, right? Okay. Now, the sixth question, why is a warning letter classified as a form of punishment under this framework? Yes?
Because it acts as a preventive measure.
Very good. Right? It is only there as a preventive measure. Excellent. Yes. Okay, now it is there in the screen as well. It is there as a preventive measure, and that's why it is not classified as a form of punishment. Right? So if you get a warning letter, don't worry. It is not a form of punishment. Right, seventh question. Anyone who has answered the seventh question? Yes, anyone? Okay, sorry, Ashan, I couldn't, but now I think it has already been shared. Right. Sorry for that. I know that some of you are using your mobile phones. Okay. Now, what about the seventh question? Anyone?
Fines levied
Yes.
fines levied on officers occupying subordinate posts must be calibrated proportionately in relation to their salary.
Okay. So, if you shorten that up, you can simply say it must be proportionate to their salary. Right? What is the way? It must be proportionate to their salary. Right, good. Then, how does the framework ensure procedural fairness when issuing warnings? Yes. How does the framework ensure procedural fairness when issuing warnings?
The alert to employee has the disciplinary action is in future or something.
Personal file official documented in the personal file.
Okay, now, but how does it?
Recorded, it is recorded.
You are breaking up.
The last sentence.
It is recorded in the official personal file and administered by the disciplinary.
It functions as a preventive measure.
But it is asking how procedural fairness is protected.
Preserves procedural fairness by separating
Cautionary advice from
Okay, separating cautionary advice from
Right.
punitive action.
Punitive
Yes, punitive action.
action.
But this is a situation where you may write it in your own words by saying, right, that procedural fairness is protected by treating it as a cautionary advice instead of considering it as a punishment. because it was clearly mentioned there that a warning letter is not a form of punishment. Okay. Now, here what you need to do, you can see there are 4 such questions. A sentence is given and an adjective is there. The question is about what does the adjective refer to in the sentence, and each of the questions would require you to do that, and there's a specific thing that you have to find answers to, right? First one, what does the adjective severe refer to in this sentence, and what does it suggest about the nature of the reprimand? Yes, anyone? Now, this is not about comprehension, but you need to actually go to the sentence and see.
Minor punishment.
Minor word is severe.
Severe reprimand.
Yes. Yes.
Serious
Now,
or strict.
is strict, serious, strong. So what does it do? It
Major.
says the gravity of the reprimand, right? This is a serious reprimand. This is a strong reprimand. So what happens to the word reprimand? By adding the word severe, it says this is a more serious issue. Good. Now, in the second one, you are required to describe what is specified and how does it contribute to the meaning of the phrase specified period.
Particular.
Very good. Particular period. What is the exact time duration?
Time period.
Yes. Very good. Very good. This one you are finding it little, easy, I suppose. Then in the third one, subordinate. When a fine is imposed on a subordinate officer. Yes, what do you mean by a subordinate officer? So is it a colleague? But when we say subordinate, is it similar or something else?
Respective.
Subordinate.
Under the guidance. Under control.
Okay. Okay, then how do we put it? A subordinate is someone higher than you, higher
Immediate
than
officer.
Junior position.
Officers,
junior position.
Immediate
someone-
officer.
Huh?
officers who works under you.
Yes, not officers, but people who are under your control. Someone who is subordinate, that happens when you are superior to that person. Right? So you can say a subordinate officer is a officer who is of a lower rank. Right? You can say yes, under the control, yes, but more appropriate to say a lower rank officer. Right? A lower rank officer in the hierarchy. Now, for an example, a deputy registrar is, assistant registrar is subordinate to senior assistant registrar. The senior assistant registrar is subordinate to the deputy registrar. Deputy registrar is subordinate to whom?
Registrar.
Yes. Right. Good.
Immediate officer is correct answer.
Subordinate doesn't need to be the immediate person as well. Anyone below that particular rank will be subordinate. For an example, if you are thinking about a deputy registrar, the SAR is subordinate, also AR is subordinate. Okay? Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay, very good. Now, the last one. Compassionate.
Unfortunately,
Is it? The sentence reads,
Sympathetic.
dismissal is the most severe form of punishment. Sorry.
Compulsory.
compassionate.
Wait.
Considerable.
Sorry. Compulsory retirement may be granted as a compassionate alternative to dismissal in exceptional circumstances. What do you mean by a compassionate alternative? Now think about the two. If you were given an option to take either compulsory retirement or a dismissal, what would you take? Yes,
Compulsory retirement.
Gracious is a
Compulsory retirement.
why is that?
Compulsory return.
Yeah, I see. It is very good, Dilruksh.
Better
It is
than
more
dismissal.
sympathetic.
Mm.
Excellent. Right? If you are given, if you are in a situation and you are thinking about whether to dismiss the person or send him on compulsory retirement, the compulsory retirement would be a more sympathetic alternative, more humane alternative. Very good. Right. Okay. So far, so good. Is everyone comfortable with this?
So here compassionate is somewhat like comparable or
No, compassionate.
compassionate.
So the meaning is to have compassion, to have empathy, to have sympathy.
Sympathy.
Right?
Something
Yes.
like sympathy, no?
Yes, exactly. Sympathy, more humane. In Sinhala we say, "Avune macha, mewa karamu, mewa ge ekak karamu, meka aduine." Now, when you compare the two, right, dismissal and yes, humanity. Now you know what are the repercussions if you are sent on, if you are dismissed. Many of the benefits may be gone, but if you are sent on compulsory retirement, you may still have some benefits. Very good. Okay. Now, can I have a quick feedback? Is this okay for you, or you are expecting something much more than this? Have I met your expectations? Do you want different activities? Yes? Yes?
This is okay, sir.
It is
This
okay,
is
sir.
Okay, right. Then this is little bit difficult, right? Pronoun based questions. Because for this one, you need to have a good understanding of the entire sentence, right? Because if you don't have, you will not know what the pronoun refers to in the sentence. Shall we try the first one? Screen, yes. Can you zoom it in if possible?
A warning.
Very good. So how do we know it is correct or wrong? Is there a way to find it out? Yeah, what is the trick? Anyone? Yes, now you have to tell me. How do we really know whether the word that we have put is correct or not? Now, E57B E7, right? Very difficult to say, right? Okay, you got the correct answer, but how do we know it is correct or not? What is the trick to use here? Anyone? Yes, can someone tell what is the trick to use? How do we make sure this is correct? How do we check that?
Most probably it might be a noun.
No, I mean there is a way that you can make fill the question. Excellent. Yes. Can you? Yes, very good. Fill the question. Not the question actually. I hope you meant the sentence. Right? E57 VE7. Very good. So just read it. Yes. So now you can read a warning is issued by the disciplinary authority and filed in the personal file. Then if it refers to a warning, then we can replace it with a warning. A warning serves as a caution against future misconduct. Yes, it reads well. Right, very good. Now the second one.
And no.
Promotion.
Reprimand.
Yes, we have
Reprimand. The
yes, the
reprimand.
reprimand. Very good. Right. Third one. Third one, what does it refer to?
Salary.
His salary.
Salary. Yes. No. Third one, look at
Amount
the
of
third
the
one.
fine.
The amount of the fine.
The fine. Fine. Now we will do. That's why I asked. Now one of you said that's okay. We will check it. How do we check it now? A subordinate officer was fined after disciplinary inquiry. The amount was calculated based on his salary because now the verdict it must be proportionate. Now replace it with salary. Then what does it read? The amount was calculated based on his salary because salary must be proportionate. Does it read? Does it give a meaning? Okay, we use fine.
Can't be.
Yeah, then we can say a subordinate officer was fined after disciplinary inquiry. The amount was calculated based on his salary because the fine must be proportionate. Right? Okay. Second, fourth one.
Dismissal.
Dismissal.
Yes. Now you got the hang of it, right? Now this pattern is really there. Now these pronoun based questions are there in your past papers as well. Right? But this one that I added, it was not there, but I thought this might also be useful. Adjective in context question. Then vocabulary. There are 3 words. So you have to write a sentence which gives out the meaning of the word. Shall we try this?
Search. Fine.
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 Proportionate reversion. Substantive.
Think again. Yes. Now you need to create a sentence. No. Don't give me the similar meaning.
Ouch.
We need a sentence. Yes. Can you give a sentence?
Surcharge will be added if the PF fund is delayed.
A surcharge will be added if the releasing of the funds are delayed. Yes. Very good.
Thank
Now,
you.
yes, excellent. Yes. Now that's a practical thing, right? That happens. Then reversion. Now another small advice, use the word as it is. Huh? Yes, for reversion, any sentence? Okay, the officer resumed his reversion. I mean, it does give the idea, but do you really get the meaning reversion? Yes?
Once you pay the amount, you may not get the reversion.
Now, while the sentence may be correct, but does it give the idea? Now, the important thing is not that the sentence is grammatically correct or not, but the sentence should give the idea of the word.
Reversion of the salary can be happen.
Government decided to do a reversion of salaries after May 2020.
This is okay. She accepted reversion to her previous job title. Now, yes, I can accept that. Now, reversion says going back to something. Right?
Reflections.
No, not a reflection. Reversion means to reverse something.
Reverse.
Go back.
Go back.
Now, Navi has provided a good one. She accepted reversion to her previous job title or previous position. Okay. Substantive. Now, this one, do I get the idea? The company reversion all policies have to, I mean, you get the idea that is true, but then you have to think about whether the sentence as a whole is correct. Both are important. Sentence as a whole should be there. And the other thing, it should also give out the meaning. Okay, Hiruni says his substantive post is administrative. Yes. Okay, Sharu says, can anyone please share the question? I think it's there. I'll again share. Okay, so again, if anyone has joined now. Okay. His substantive post is administrative officer, but he is currently acting as the deputy director. So, I mean, just a nice way to say this, Siruni, you could have said, while he is acting as the deputy director, his substantive position is that of an administrative officer. Very good. Mr. Pereira received a substantive promotion. No, in this context, the substantive, have to think about it, right? Substantive means his actual, right? His official post. Substantive card. Ravi appointed as a, then you can say Ravi was appointed as assistant registrar for the substantive card. There is no substantive evidence for the efficacy of these drugs. Okay, the lawyer present an allowance of will be paid from his substantive. This is good. An allowance of 10% will be paid from his substantive post. Who is this E2, E6, A6? Can you speak up if possible?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, this is actually, you will find this, right? When you are preparing advertisements and all, when you are calling for certain positions, you will put things like this, right? Especially, let's say you want to recruit a director, let's say for the QA cell, right? Then you will say if you are elected to this position, an allowance of 35% of your salary from the substantive post will be paid, right? Because the person who is applying may be a professor, then 10% of his substantive. If he is only senior lecturer grade 1, then 10% of that particular post. Very good. Now E2, E6, A6. This is a difficult thing to say, but have you written such advertisements, or have you drafted such advertisements?
Yes, sir. We are drafting those kind of letters to directors and others when
So that's why-
they are serving as part-time basis on a particular post.
Yes, this is an excellent example. Because this is, on-hand example where everyone will be familiar with this. Right, very good. If a professor appointed as Vice Chancellor, the lecturer post is that is an explanation. But the task is to create a sentence. That's also important. Okay. Shall we do another activity like this, or shall we look for something like a letter writing activity? Because now, by the way, don't worry. Some of you may or may not. Can you guess where I got this from? Can you guess where I created this from?
So this is from Disciplinary Procedures, Chapter 19.
Very good. So something like this could be given, because even in the previous ones, the comprehension question has been related to the university system. For an example, they have not gone to other topics. I don't know whether they may go for this time around. I hope not, because for comprehension, they have not asked about Second World War and likewise. They have stuck with the system, something related to the system. Because what they require you to do once you become AR, SAR or a DR is to work within the system. And that is why they are giving such questions. Shall we try another one of these, or shall we just think about maybe writing a letter or something like that?
We do the second like this.
Similar one, right? I have a similar one. Yes, I do have a similar one. Right, just a second. Can you all see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I will. Should I increase or should I decrease the size? What is the way? Because then if I increase, you will see the passage. But if I decrease, maybe go for like a split view, you can have the questions and the passage. What should I do?
Better share in the chat, sir.
It is there in the chat. It is there in the chat. Don't worry. It is there in the chat. But since I was told that some of you might be using your mobiles, that's why I put it here. Maybe from your mobile, maybe you might go to the questions and see. Okay, right. Okay. Okay, I'll share it again. I have shared it on many times. Okay. Okay. Can you access it, please? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, shall we go through? Yes, shall we go through or you need a bit more time? Now, I'm asking this because I'm a little curious why some of you have named as EB55E2. Any reason?
Give us some time, sir.
Okay, okay. I'm just asking, some of you are with your name and some have like codes EB55E2.
Because coordinators were instructed us to register with our reference number of the application.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry. Thank you very much. Yes.
Shall we start, sir?
Yes. Are we okay? Okay. Now
Yes,
again,
sir.
this is from the EB code that this is about appointments, sorry, resignations, right? So this should be somewhat familiar language to you. Right. So the first question is about what is the required notice period for a teacher to resign from a higher educational institution?
3 months, no?
Before 3 months.
The required notice period is 3 months.
Okay.
3 months in advance.
Written notice of
Written
resignation
notice
3 months in advance.
resignation 3 months.
Hmm.
Submit a
But-
3-month
Yes.
notice.
Yes. I know that you are maybe saying this from your knowledge also, but it is better when you're writing the answer since it is asking about, right? What is the
If it is
required
for
notice?
a permanent teacher, it is 3 months.
Yes. Yes. Then you have to specify that, right?
And for the temporary staff, it's 1 month or 1 month salary leave.
Yes. Then the required notice period for a teacher, then you have to say if it is a permanent teacher, then it should be 3 months. Then, if a teacher cannot give the full 3 months notice, what alternative is allowed?
To pay back the 3 months salary.
3 months basic salary.
3 months basic salary.
Payment of an equivalent of 3 months of basic salary.
3 months basic salary.
He or she should pay 3 month basic salary.
Basic salary, very good. Then, can a teacher take leave during the notice period after submitting a resignation?
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Cannot take the leave.
Why
No.
not? The question also asked why not?
The teacher fulfilled all the entitled to leave.
Because the teacher forfeits all entitlements to leave. It is relatively easy. Huh? Oh, I think practice makes perfect. What is the required notice period for temporary staff, such as temporary assistant lecturers or instructors?
1
1
month.
month
trial.
notice.
1 month
period.
notice.
1 month.
Yes. What must be ensured before accepting any notice of resignation?
The dues must be checked, no?
Consequences.
I hope you can see it here.
The acknowledgement for the consequences letter.
It is asking what must be
Right.
ensured before accepting any notice of resignation.
Approval of the appropriate appointing authority.
No.
Full settlement of any outstanding.
Consequences must be acknowledged in writing by the employee.
Full settlement of any outstanding dues.
Yeah. Settlement of any outstanding dues. Full
Yeah.
settlement of any outstanding dues.
This is the one. So a resignation is not, it is asking the question, what must be ensured before accepting? So what is the correct one?
Okay. Full settlement of any
This is
Resignation
the
is not
one.
accepted until
Full
the-
settlement of any outstanding dues.
Any
Why? Because if the dues are not settled and if the resignation has been accepted, later on we can't do anything.
Yes.
Because the acceptance of the resignation itself indicates that the dues have been settled.
Settled.
Same thing, right? When you are awarding the degree certificate, first of all, you call for the dues, whether it's library dues or any other dues which may be relevant, because once you issue it, then you can't reverse it back, right? Then, what are the 3 consequences a person must be informed upon submitting a resignation? What are they?
It is accepted or not?
Yes, the loss. Now, this is accepted. What are the consequences that need to be notified?
The loss of
Loss of
entitlement or revert to
entitlement.
position.
Revert to the position, the forfeiture of fire service benefits, and the irrevocability of the resignation
Fire
once
service
accepted.
benefits and
Yes. Yes, irrecoverability of the resignation once accepted. I mean, for the general knowledge also, that is very important. Anyone thinking about giving the resignation letter, once it is accepted, not once it is tendered. Once it is tendered, you may be able to recall it back. But once it is accepted, you cannot unilaterally withdraw. Right? Okay. Then the 8th question. What happens if a person stops reporting to work without the appointing authority accepting the resignation?
Treated as vacation of post.
Vacation of post.
Vacation of
Vacated his post. Treated as vacated of post.
Okay. Okay, the next one
is deemed to have
yes. What is the adjective binding describe?
Bond.
agreed.
Yes. What does it say? Binding agreement.
Bond with the
Already
with the
agreed
institution.
agreement. No?
Okay, bond with the institution. But what does it say then?
Bonding.
Legal. Yes, it is a legal agreement. It is legally enforceable. Very good, SMR. It's a legally binding, yes, involving an obligation that cannot be broken. Very good. Right, excellent. Then individual. The appointing authority must consider the merits of each individual case when determining repayment periods. Yes. What does the term individual refer to?
Single.
Separate
No.
cases.
Huh?
Separate case.
Unique.
Unique case is specific to this case. Very good. So, individual case, same as case by case. Yes, unique or distinct or particular. Yes, good. Then maximum. What does maximum modify? The maximum period allowed for bond repayment is 48 months subject to an institutional approval. What does the word maximum says?
Upper limit of the.
Excellent. Very good. Upper limit. Very
Period.
good. Yes, it cannot be exceeded, but the upper limit also is correct. Yes. Yes, not more than 48 months. Yes, but what does it define? The upper limit. Yes, the period. Yes, the period. The upper limit of the period. Very good. Then what does this word temporary describe? And what does it suggest about the nature of the position? Is temporary.
For a certain period.
Not a permanent
Temporary?
job.
Not a permanent job. Yes. Excellent. Again, it says it is not a permanent job. Very good. That's why. That is very clear. Good. Now we'll go to pronoun based questions. There are 4.
ඉස්සලා ඒ වෙලාව ආපහු වෙන කෙනෙකුට දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒතර එයාගෙන් බලලා තමයි කරන්න ඕනේ. ලොකු වැඩක් කියයි දැන් අපි කියුවෙම නිකම් මේ කපන්න කියලා කියන්න බෑනේ.
You must pay the equivalent of
Teacher.
teacher.
Teacher, very good. Second one, it.
Resignation.
Okay, now we are very quick to gather that. Third one, he.
That person.
Resignation letter.
Person pays to return work.
Person who
Submitted resignation.
Ah, yes, person who
Person who-
submitted the resignation. Very good. Yes. Fourth one,
A person.
One who is resigned.
One who
A person failed to return.
Does he refer?
Person who received the acknowledgement.
person who informed the consequence.
yes, the individual or the person or the employee who submitted the resignation. Right? Because you are getting an acknowledgement from the person who has tendered the resignation. Not the person who acknowledged, who has tendered the resignation. Is it clear? Because it is from the person who tendered the resignation that you need to get the acknowledgement. Not the person who acknowledges, but the person who has tendered the resignation. Is it not clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Next one. Okay, now this word also should be quite familiar to you. In live you. Yes.
What is 3 words? No.
Yes. There are 3 words. The first one is in live you. What does it mean?
3 months basic salary in lieu of 3 months notice.
Okay, very good. But what does the word say?
Instead of
Instead of, excellent. If not that, this. Easiest way to remember. If not that, this. When I used to work at Cinec, they were always saying, take leave. I was wondering, what is this leave? Then the word is live you, right? It is LIEU. Alternative, instead of that. Very good. Right, excellent. Now the second one is forfeit.
Something like deduction.
All bonds and agreements should be forfeited immediately.
Yes.
Penalty.
Violating an agreement.
Forfeit. Losing some right. Losing some claim. Right? Students who fail to maintain the required attendance may forfeit their excellent. Yes. Just to know, look, you are working at the welfare branch or in a faculty department, where? If Diluxi is there, are you there, Diluxi? UGC, excellent, yes. Now, you have written a sentence, but does it give the meaning? All bonds and agreements should be forfeited immediately. Think about it again. Now, this sentence is really good. Okay, yeah, you are doing academic affairs. Very good. Now, because now this is very good because it gives out the meaning. Because it says simply students who fail to maintain the required attendance may forfeit, may lose their eligibility, may not be eligible to sit for the final examination. Yes, very good. Again, Navi, excellent. He had to forfeit his bonus due to late submission of reports. Okay, the player had to forfeit the match due to what? But yeah, but this is okay. I'm not saying it is wrong. But again, maybe if you can give a subject specific some. Okay, due to injury. Very good. Okay, but forfeit, give up. Technically correct. But when we think about the context also important, huh? You will forfeit all permission in driving after if license is cancelled. Okay, get the idea, right? Okay, merits. Last one, merits. Merits. Okay, those who were unable to pay their taxes or meet their taxes were liable to forfeit their property. Very good. Okay, students are selected for scholarships based on their academic merit. Merits help. Okay, the professor applied for his merit promotion. Okay. Promotion. Okay. His merits as a candidate include strong leadership and experience. Okay. Excellent. The appointments will be given on merit basis. Excellent. Now that's quite impressive. Now you have written using your own knowledge within the system. That is really good. Shall we continue further or shall we come back on another day? How long usually do we take the classes? Is it 2 hours?
Continue, sir.
We will continue. Very good.
2 hours can continue, sir.
Yes. Now, I think we will do every time we get an opportunity, we will engage in these kind of activities. Now, the next day I will take a past paper and then you will be more comfortable because at least then you know that you are capable of answering the questions. Next week we will do that. Now, I think one of the other things which is important to know is about drafting letters, circulars, right? Drafting of documents, basically. Right? Now, you can see the question, right? Question reads, you are the assistant registrar of the welfare branch of a public university. In response to a resurgence of COVID-19 cases nationally, the university administration has decided to reinforce health and safety protocols among the student population. You are required to write a formal internal letter addressed to all assistant registrars, senior assistant registrars, and deputy registrars of the respective faculty. And your instructions should include informing the student community of the renewed COVID-19 preventive measures, ensuring about implementation of safety protocols within faculty premises, and coordinate compliance reporting with the welfare branch. Okay, Ash is asking, how do we, yes, I think most of your writing skills are very good. But in order to improve your speaking English, the only solution is to speak and get together. I don't know why the university has not really thought about it, but why can't you have like a Toastmasters club? Well, I know that even in gavel clubs, I don't know whether they promote or practice speaking in English. I mean, I know that many people are here from different universities. Do you have a Toastmasters club or any kind of club which will help you to improve your English? Yes. I mean, in order to improve your English, you should be given an opportunity to speak. Where do you get that opportunity? Ash, can you tell me? I don't know. It says ASH. I'm really sorry. I don't know whether that's the real name or not. But where do you get that opportunity?
Actually, for the staff, it's very rare, sir.
That is the thing. Because now with a language, you can only improve the language if you are going to use it. Now, I know that many of you are capable of reading and understanding, and maybe your written communications are far better than your verbal communications because you are used to it. Because you will be reading letters, you will be replying to letters, and you know what are the contents, what are the words. But when it comes to, when it comes to mastering a verbal response, some of you might find it difficult. And the reason for that, the main reason for that is nothing but lack of practice. Practice in the sense lack of usage. Now for us, we get the opportunity to improve our English since we do conduct lectures in English. So we have to talk. And that is the only reason why, at least if we are not so good at English, but we get the opportunity to improve our English always. I think the university community now, as a community, you have to think about having some kind of a method where you are able to improve your speaking English. And this is not a problem for you, but for many. But anyway, in the examination process, is there a particular examination in which your verbal skills are also evaluated? Or is it only through the written paper and the interview?
Only through the written paper and interview, sir. But
Yes.
interview will be held in English. But they
Yes.
they don't have chance to speak much. Just answer the questions only.
Or maybe we will have some mock interviews then.
That's fine, good sir.
Yes, that's a suggestion that I can make. But think about what you can do as a community, right? To provide a mechanism to improve your. I know that as lecturers, they have to follow this CTHE. But maybe you may want to propose something similar where you would also need to get some experience, some learning, some skills. I don't know. Just only a small idea that I am espousing. Okay. So can you see? I hope you can see this. I hope you can see this. So these are the instructions. Draft the letter as an official internal communication. The tone should be formal, clear, and directive. And it should include a subject line, a brief contextual introduction, clearly worded instructions, and a concluding paragraph. And the letter is to also include appropriate salutation, sign off, and the designation of the sender. Can you write, draft one and share, then we may go through that. And we may see what is good, what is bad, and what is required to be improved. Shall we try that?
Yes, sir.
I think you might have written these letters some years ago. Right. I'll give you some time.
Go ahead, sir.
You have already drafted the letter. Yes. Now, I think many of you here would use generative AI in preparation of letters and other communications, correct?
Yes.
I mean, everyone does. So I don't know whether the UGC this time may think about that and think the practicality and even allow you to use that. I don't know. All right. They might not, because this will be a traditional written examination. But now, since you do have, generative AI, you just need to give the instructions. I don't know, maybe.
Use
Yes?
the ChatGPT also, sir.
Yes?
We can use the ChatGPT also, no?
Yeah, but not for the exam, no? Yes, that's correct. I know that everyone does. Obviously, that's why I ask, Miss Fairuz, did you completed the letter? I don't know whether you use ChatGPT or not, but were you able to at least type it down by your own or write it down by your own within that small period of time? Yes. Has anyone drafted the letter? Okay. I'll give some time.
Inform the instrument communication of the reward COVID-19 preventative measures. Ensure the implementation of safety protocols, faculty precise.
அப்படியே வரப்படா
Okay, I'll give you like 5 minutes, huh? I mean, then do an honest work. So then we can really see where you are.
Form
Because
should be formal, clear, and directive. Subs the communication between administrative officers. The letter should include a subline, clearly identify the purpose of the letter. A brief context introduction referring the recent health situation. Concluding paragraph emphasize the importance of the coordinate the compliance. The draft a letter as official internal communication using the appropriate
shall we start? I mean, I would kindly would request if one or maybe two or even more could put what you have written into the chat box so that we can get a an idea how you have written instead of just reading it out loud. Can some of you put it to the chat box? Maybe a picture would be fine if you have written it by pen or pencil. And I think that is also important that you write it with a pen or pencil. Because in the examination, you will not be allowed to typeset this.
To consider the COVID-19 preventive program.
Can I have some volunteers to put it to the chat box so that maybe we can look at one or two? Yes, how shall we proceed with this? Silva, how shall we proceed with this? How should we proceed with this? Yes, how should we proceed? Can someone tell me how are we to proceed with this?
Just tell some tips.
But in the examination, will you be given the opportunity of writing this using I don't know, a computer?
No.
No, sir. Only we can use the pen or pencil.
Yes. I think better that you write because then it will help you to improve your writing. Has anyone finished the letter? Because here there is no one correct answer. Right?
Yes.
Silva, have you finished?
No, sir.
Okay. If someone has, I think ER 588BB has finished. Would it be possible to share a picture of what you have written? I think that would be quite useful if anyone can upload a picture of what you have written. Then we all can go through, we can see and acknowledge. Okay, KR is uploading. Thank you. Okay. Right. I will share that. And I'll come to the discussion with this. Right. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing this. Hope everyone can see. So you have started, let's say, presuming this is a letterhead. You have written all assistant registrars. Okay. Senior SR of faculties. Okay, now here all assistant registrars of faculties, all senior assistant registrars of faculties, but why you have written all DRs of faculty instead of writing faculties? Any reason for that?
No, it's by mistake, sir.
Okay, okay. Just think about that also. Huh? Right. Okay. Then you have written, dear sir, madam, reinforce health and safety protocols among student population. Maybe we can say reinforcing health and safety protocols amidst the rise of renewed COVID-19 cases, or amid the renewed spread of COVID-19 cases. Something to that effect. Because now, I mean, I'm just telling you not because that you have done something bad, but I'm telling you because this is the way you can improve, because now this relates to COVID-19, right? Then don't you think that your heading should reflect that? Think about it, right? Then you have written this as reference to the above subject. The registrar of our university has instructed me to take appropriate action regarding reinforcement of health and safety protocols among the student population. In response to a resurgence of COVID-19 cases nationally, we have decided to implement important COVID-19 preventive measures as mentioned in the attached notice. Okay. Therefore, all executive staff of the faculty premises are requested to ensure the implementation of the above safety protocols within your respective faculty. Now, don't you think that could be moderated? Now, the question, what does it ask? Who is to take action? The respective ARs, SARs or DRs within the faculty premises. So what do you think is more appropriate, to say all officers or to specify the officers that were mentioned? I'm asking, yes.
Specified administrative staff.
Yes. Then you have written, therefore all executive staff of the faculty premises. Why would we say faculty premises? Think again. Are requested to ensure the implementation of the above safety protocols within your respective faculty. If any compliance, you are kindly requested to report regarding that to the welfare branch. What is required to be communicated to the welfare branch?
Regarding the implementation of the
yes. Then you have to say, please be kind enough to report to us with the actions that you have taken in compliance of these instructions.
Okay.
Right? Okay, your prompt action is very much appreciated. Excellent. Thank you. You are sincerely, yes. And we really do hope that we can see Mrs. Divya as an assistant registrar after the examination. Right. So good. Then I might go into another one. Hope you can see this. Right? Okay. I hereby writing this letter to you regarding the above subject. Hereby I give directions to following 3 tasks about the COVID-19 pandemic. Inform student community of the renewed COVID-19 preventive measures. Ensure implementation of safety protocols within faculty premises. Coordinate compliance report with the welfare branch. Please refer to attachment for more details about the 3 points. Thank you for your kind support and waiting for a favorable action. Now, last one, what do you think? Is it the most appropriate thing to put? Are you giving a direction? Are you making a polite inquiry? Yes? Those things will be considered when someone is reading this. Those things will definitely be considered.
Should be a direction, no?
So if it is to be a direction, then do we need to say waiting for a favorable action? Shouldn't it be more authoritative? Shouldn't the words be like please ensure, please make sure, please communicate your compliance? Likewise, think about it, huh? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So the language matters. That's why instructions are clear that you have to use formal language and which should be appropriate in the context. Right. Then another one. Okay, this one is done. What about this one? Date is there. COVID-19 preventive measures. Okay, good. But where is the salutation? Maybe you can say dear sir, madam, or if they are colleagues of yours, maybe dear SAR, AR, or likewise you can write. But you have addressed to. Okay, then your kind attention is drawn to the current spread of COVID-19 pandemic. It is required to get serious attention or action. What is that? Attention maybe of preventing measures in order to control its spreading. As a university which has a large student population, it is important to advise students to adhere with the preventive measures. Thus, you are hereby, very good. Here, this is good. Thus, you are hereby requested to advise the student community relevant to your faculty department to adhere with the following safety measures. Your kind attention is in this regard would be highly appreciated. Okay, right. There were some more in the chat box. Okay, this is a title that you have written, right? Reinforce health, and then the word would be reinforcement of health and safety protocols among the student community, or reinforcing health and safety protocols among students community amidst the rising COVID pandemic cases. Something to that effect. Okay, I think you are getting there. How did you find the session today? Do you think it is useful? There is any use for me to continue these sessions? Or do you think that...
Yes, sir, very useful.
Huh?
Very useful and very interesting, sir.
Okay, glad that you thought so. Because I am myself is not a lecturer in English, but I teach law. Right, I undertook this because I think you're wanting to have a session or sessions conducted for the English paper. So when we go along, move along, we will discuss about how to make a translation from English to Sinhala as well as from Sinhala to English. Yes, in the other one, I will take a past paper and we will go little by little, right? Because everything needs a little bit of time. You need to adjust yourself, and this is a subject where if you don't do, no matter how much you know, you won't be able to get a good result. I know that many of you are very much conversant with English. You use it every day, you read lot of things in English, but again, when you are putting things into action, that is where we need to work things out. So I will again communicate the available date. At the time, I think this is most convenient for every one of you, 8 to 10, because then you will be back from work. So we will continue like this, right? Then also refer to whatever the documents that you get these days. It might be a Senate memo, council memo, instruction you received, whatever the thing, compile them and go through them, because that is your practice, right? Yes, and I am quite happy that I was able to contribute to the university community. And yes, we will continue with this. Okay, thank you so much. And I also appreciate the fact that unlike many of the students, many of you stayed throughout the session. So I wish you all the very best. And I am also available in the WhatsApp group. You can ask for any clarification, anything that you may want. And we will meet again with another session. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone.
All right, sir.